In the beginning of the drama, our female lead Linhua gathered all the courage in her heart and went to stand in front of the boy on whom she had a secret crush for the last 2 years. The boy's name was Jian. As soon as she stood in front of him, her heart was beating so fast as if it would come out of her chest. But still, she wanted to tell her feeling. She told him that she had always been his fan. Her slightly strange confession turned into just an autograph. Before she could explain anything, Jian invited her to his house. Linhua still could not understand what was happening, but she still reached his house. Meanwhile, thousands of questions were running in her small mind. Does he often bring girls to his house? Or is this some kind of trap to trick girls? She was about to leave, but she was afraid that someone else might take her place. After that, Jian came to her and gave her the work of filling the black parts of a comic book. After just 1 hour, he became very impressed with her skill. He thought that such a patient girl could become a great comic inker, and he offered her to become his assistant. But Linhua immediately refused because in her eyes, he looked like a bad boy. There were dark circles under his eyes, and his wrist always seemed to hurt, so she thought maybe he gets into fight. Then Jian explained that the dark circles were because he stayed awake all night drawing, and the wrist pain was because of inking all year. In the next scene, when Linhua returned home, she felt relieved that her dream boy was not a gangster. She even blamed herself that she followed him for 2 years, but never knew that he was a comic artist. When she carefully looked at the autograph, she found out that he was the famous artist Mino. On the other hand, the funny thing was that Linhua herself ran an account that was famous for pointing out mistakes in comics, and she had also strongly criticized Mino. In this way, their strange fate-like love story started. Because of Linhua's criticisms, Jian could not sleep for many nights and kept looking for solutions, and finally, he found a person who could improve his inking. Meanwhile, in Dine University, Linhua remembered the days when she used to hide behind the wall and secretly watch him. All 4 seasons passed, and she had even memorized the sound of his footsteps. But this time she was scared that she might lose this relationship before it even started. When she was lost in regret, Jian came behind her again to convince her to become his assistant. But Linhua got scared and thought maybe he wanted revenge, so she ran and hid in the gym. After that, she reached the volleyball court where by mistake, she made the winning point for the team. Then she quickly went to the library to hide, but Jian followed her there too. Since they could not talk in the library, he started giving her messages through books. He wrote many hands make light work, but Linhua misunderstood and thought he wanted to call people to beat her. They kept talking through books, and the pile of books became so high that they were thrown out of the library. Finally, Jian again offered her to become his assistant, and Linhua felt relieved because she thought he still did not know her real identity. So she finally started working with him. One day, he took her on a bicycle to make her feel the environment of the story, but his full focus was only on the road and direction, and there was no romance at all. He told her to hold his waist so that some feelings could come, but his fast cycling almost made her fall. During the break, he immediately started writing notes, because he wanted to use every experience in his story. At that moment, Linhua realized that her online criticisms were a bit one-sided. When she asked why he did not use a tablet, he said his idol always drew by hand, because every stroke has the soul of the character. When the topic of love came, Jian said he had never liked anyone, and he only made stories by listening to others. Now it was Linhua's turn, and she told him that she had a crush on a tall boy and she once gathered courage and confessed to him by saying she was his fan, but she still could not tell her real feelings and instead got another autograph. After that, she decided to become his assistant and started working at his house while getting lost in his romantic stories. But she changed cycles scene into a quarrel. Next day, she read about Mino, who is famous because of his detailed emotio writing. When she saw Jian killing a cockroach, she wondered whether he even understood girls' hearts or not. She asked him that you're a science student, so why are you studying psychology? Then he told her that he was doing research for the characters of his story. He also told her a story from his high school about how because of a challenge, he wrote a romantic comic, which soon became a hit. But since he had never been in love, he used real people as model. He told her that a girl named Yoon Mei was the model for his character, and she had even come to his house recently. So Linhua started feeling jealous. In the cafeteria, Linhua saw Yoon Mei, but she did not seem perfect to her. Then another contestant Annie came who used to flirt, but every time he himself became embarrassed. Slowly, Linhua learned the work and also understood Annie's strength, how he makes a character beautiful using very small detail. Meanwhile, they found out that their comic ranking had dropped, so Linhua suggested that they should introduce a new character. They thought about making the university prince Lu Dao the model, who attracted everyone with her unique style. But Linhua felt that Lu Dao was too attractive and would overshadow the main lead, so she suggested that she herself could become the model. Jian immediately agreed because she was not too eye-catching, and this would make the main lead look even better. After that, Jian started observing her very carefully and recorded her every walk and every expression. Linhua got nervous and started walking like a robot, but inside she felt that she was shining in his eyes, so she tried her best to maintain a good image in front of everyone. In the cafeteria, Linhua was eating slowly in small bites, and she tried to read Jian's note. She was shocked when she saw that he considered her uncoordinated, meaning her body movements were not well controlled. He had even written that maybe her cerebellum was not properly developed. He also wrote that she cannot use chopsticks properly and even has difficulty chewing. After reading all this, Linhua became very sad because she felt that there was nothing special about her. Then Jian pointed to a small line where it was written that her height was short and she had to stand on her toes to look in the mirror. Afraid of losing points in Jian's eyes, Linhua decided to introduce him to another prototype named Annie, who was in her class. She had a very different personality, but was not very good at talking to people. They went to the hostel to find Annie, where Jian met a junior basketball player named Rosong. He remembered Jian as a dangerous captain, but after making comics, he stopped playing basketball. Suddenly, Annie's loud and scary laughter was heard, and Rosong called her the devil of the court because she never let anyone touch the ball and did not care about foul. Linhua remembered that Annie was also in the music club and thought she was perfect for a teenage comic. Jian was surprised that such a dominant girl could have such a beautiful voice, so he decided to draw Annie as a female supporting character. To thank Linhua, Jian invited her to dinner, but suddenly heavy rain started, and they both forgot umbrellas. Jian thought the male lead should cover the female lead with his jacket, but then he thought of a new pose to cover the school bag too. They ran in the rain, but came back because one jacket was not enough. Jian said this was the perfect rain scene, and Linhua came closer to him. But Jian suddenly said that after this scene the characters would never meet again. Just then Annie came running and gave Linhua an umbrella. Linhua felt like she was inside an idol drama and stood with Jian under the umbrella, but she tilted the umbrella toward herself and Jian got completely wet. Then Jian held the umbrella toward her, because in stories, the male lead always protects the female lead. But then all the water fell on Jian's head. Suddenly a car splashed dirty water on both of them. Even though it was strange, Linhua wished she could walk like this with Jian forever and that this road would never end. Her heart was beating very fast, but Jian suddenly said he had to go home to wash clothes. During dinner, Jian kept asking about Annie again and again. Linhua thought he only wanted to understand the character, but he said Annie was very interesting. Later, he drew the rain scene, but he only drew the scene where Annie gives the umbrella. On Monday, Linhua waited for Jian to give him a wrist pain pat, but whenever Annie had a problem, Jian immediately went to help her. Linhua started thinking that she herself introduced her best friend to the boy she liked, and now that same boy was getting interested in Annie. Meanwhile, Jian got a call from editor Gongji, who said the female lead looked the same in every situation, and he needed to understand emotions better. After that, Jian quietly read his comic again in class and decided that he would make changes to improve the story. One day, Jian decided that he would live like Yunmei for one day to understand a girl better. He made a lunchbox for Annie and started behaving like a female lead. On the other hand, Lu Dao had to perform in music, but her bad singing voice could ruin her image. She heard that someone in the music club sings very well, so she asked Linhua to introduce her. Linhua felt jealous because now the university prince was also getting impressed by Annie. When they reached the music club, Lu Dao sang so loudly that everyone's ears started hurting. Annie cleverly put cotton in her ears and gave her two options: either quit now or work hard for 1 year and then quit. Actually, Lu Dao did not want to sing well. She only wanted attention from her senior Young, so Annie suggested she should use force to make him notice her. Meanwhile, Jian came to Linhua with the lunchbox, and she became happy and started taking photos. But then she found out that there was also a portion for Annie, and her mood suddenly became sad. She went back to class with the lunchbox and looked at the pain relief patches she wanted to give Jian, which now felt like her incomplete love. But still she did not give up. While meeting Jian, she asked if he had seen Jian, and at that moment they saw Jian pulling Lu Dao away from a group of girls. Actually, he wanted to feel the running away from rivals scene like in his comic, but after running he did not feel happy because the female lead was not with him, and he realized that Lu Dao was not special for him. In the next scene, Linhua started behaving like Annie in the drawing room. She forced herself to drink strong tea and immediately felt the bitterness. She thought Jian cleaned the house for her, but actually he only wanted to protect his image in front of the editor. Linhua told herself she needed to become strong, so she asked Jian to finish the drawings quickly. Jian was surprised and noticed her sudden change. After watching her strange behavior all day, he told her that she should not copy Annie because he could observe Annie directly. Linhua got upset and said that he never understood her feelings. She grabbed his notebook and saw that he had written that she was insecure and copying Annie. She got angry, left the place, and refused to do inking for him anymore. Jian was about to go after her, but the lunchbox fell, and he found the pain relief patches inside that she had brought for him. He became worried and started messaging her, but Tian said she would not reply. Jian was confident that according to his knowledge of teenage girl psychology, she would reply in a minute, but even after hours there was no reply. Then Tian suggested that he should play a teenage girl game to understand emotions better. Jian became friends with a character like Linhua and chatted all night, and finally he learned how to make a girl happy. After that, he messaged Linhua and took her shopping, and her anger slowly reduced. At the meeting place, Linhua tried to act angry, but Jian did not notice and focused on choosing gifts. She followed him and could not stop herself from smiling. In the clothing store, Jian chose many dresses and asked her to try a Sailor Moon outfit because it matched the female lead image, but she refused, saying she gained weight. Jian had no option, so he wore the outfit himself to understand the movement. Linhua kept looking at him because he could really do anything for his work. Near a comic toy store, they saw Tian buying a teenage girl model toy. Tian praised Linhua's red ribbon and said Jian played games all night to find a way to make her happy. Hearing this, Linhua felt happy again because she realized he cared about her. After shopping, Jian took her for stress relief, but there he was helping kids solve math problems. Linhua felt disappointed, but when she solved one question correctly, she smiled. Jian told her she was unique and had things Annie could never learn. After that, he gave her a gift of drawing color. Linhua saw a comic scene where the male lead apologized and said he wanted her to be happy because he cared about her, and she felt like Jian was saying those words to her. Suddenly, the editor called Jian for a meeting about criticisms from an account named Sure. Rosong met Annie and clearly told her to stop coming to the basketball team. He said he hated her because she always disturbed him and clung to him after every practice. He wished Annie were as gentle as the golden voice from the music club. Even though he had never met her, he listened to her singing every day. In his heart, she was like a goddess who comforted him and helped him sleep peacefully. Annie misunderstood and thought Rosong was confessing, so she started sticking to him even more, behaving exactly like a romantic male lead. She even sat in his lap and asked him herself to watch a movie with her. Rosong was helpless, unsure how to handle this rebellious and bold girl. In the drawing room, Linhua saw Jian was visibly worried. He told her that manager Singh had returned and would attend the upcoming meeting. Singh always gave strange, impractical ideas and forced artists to draw according to his whims. Worst of all, he had just been promoted to editor-in-chief. Linhua decided she would not let Jian face Singh alone. To demonstrate Singh's dictatorship, she took Jian to meet artist Yuli, who had been forced to add raccoons into his detective story, altering the narrative completely. Singh even controlled Yuli's social media accounts, posting only his own work. Linhua vowed she would not let Singh ruin Jian's heart-driven, thoughtful work. At the publishing house, Linhua finally met Singh. On learning that she was an inker, he mocked her mercilessly, claiming she didn't understand story content. Jian was furious that anyone dared insult Linhua. Singh demanded that the story shift direction, suggesting a plot where raccoon bites turned people into zombies, and the male and female leads saved the world. Jian argued that the theme was school romance. Singh showed data indicating Jian's story had stalled for 6 months. Linhua realized this was because Singh interfered excessively, giving little creative freedom to artists. She thought if he liked animals, he should visit a zoo rather than force them into the comic. Jian did not expect Linhua to be so brave and determined. But Singh continued, bringing up criticism from Shi's account, which mocked Lin Mu, saying he must be crazy to fall for the female lead over a mere hair clip. Linhua panicked and hid, not wanting Jian to know she was sure. She felt guilty for judging him online without understanding. Jian called, saying he wanted to verify Shi's comments, and decided to try being a bad boy to see how Linhua reacted. He and Tian dressed rebelliously, waiting for her response. When she commented that they looked fake but fine, Jian skipped class to appear delinquent. Becoming a convincing bad boy was not easy. Jian remembered that Linhua had copied Annie before, so he challenged her to tease him. Linhua tried, snatching lunchboxes, alternating between acting strong and surrendering to delicious food. Behind the school, Jian conceived a new idea. In comics, the male lead climbs a tree, skips class, then jumps down to save the female lead. Tian believed any girl would be impressed by this daring act. Jian attempted it, but couldn't climb properly. Tian helped, yet he still struggled. Linhua finding it a bit childish, Jian asked Linhua for a new idea. She suggested meeting a real bad boy. They saw aggressive-looking students, but all were focused on good deeds. Disappointed, Jian realized the school was peaceful. They went outside to find a real tough guy. At the game hall, everyone seemed intimidating. Linhua suggested finding someone who looked dangerous, but was weak inside. Jian hesitated, but tapped a middle-aged man's head, discovering he was a gang leader. The men challenged Jian to a one-on-one contest. Everyone ran ahead, but Jian moved slowly, like a cautious turtle, and others laughed. Linhua reminded him to act quickly. Jian argued his score was fair as he followed rules. The gang leader, furious, demanded to know who touched his head. Linhua bravely stood in front and prevented anyone from harming Jian. Linhua seized the chance, pulled him, and they ran. On the stairs, Linhua quickly closed the gate. Jian feared her hand might get stuck, so he carefully saved her. Finally, due to a red light, they escaped safely. Both hid inside a stuffed animal costume, almost fainting from heat. Linhua's heart ached seeing Jian's hand bleeding because of her. Yet Jian told her to stay quiet, saying now was not the time for regrets or self-blame. They had to communicate through eye signals, so they decided to call Tian. Meanwhile, Tian was still stuck on the tree. She read the message, gathered courage, and jumped down. Luckily, someone caught him, and for the first time, he felt like a romantic female lead. Soon news came that the Chinese Poetry Association event was starting and the gang had to go there, so they left Jian behind. After coming out of the costume, Linhua wrapped a bandage on Jian's hand. She started blaming herself and said she was useless and because of her his work was affected. But Jian did not blame her. He said she saved something even more important than his right hand. Linhua felt emotional, but then he said he meant his manuscript because when she closed the gate his bag was left outside. Still, he said today was interesting and he was waiting for tomorrow's verification. Linhua got worried that he might get hurt again, so she suggested verifying something less dangerous. She remembered Shi once criticized that the male lead reaches the female lead at the right time even without a phone, which was unrealistic. So they decided to spend one day without phones to prove the story could be realistic. They reached Flower Garden Square. Linhua ran around looking for him and felt happy seeing his tall thin back. But meeting without phones was really difficult. Jian was waiting when suddenly a man came and started bragging about his iPhone. Jian thought he was giving it to him, but instead he was accused of stealing. Security came and caught the real phone smuggler. Near a cake shop, Linhua finally found Jian. He had already bought cake thinking she liked it. Linhua became happy seeing the cake, but Jian took an even bigger piece for himself and said they should celebrate because they completed the challenge. But when it was time to pay, he had no money and no phone. He said he was comic artist Mino and his autograph was worth 2 cake. But the staff did not believe him and security threw them out of the mall. Jian did not give up and decided to earn money by drawing on the street. The first customer gave some money. When Linhua made a realistic portrait, she was not happy, but when she made a comic-style drawing, she became very happy and said she captured the most attractive part of his face. With that money, they could only buy 1 cup of milk. Linhua said they should share it, and then realized it was like an indirect kiss. While going home, she said life without phone is difficult, but we can look more at the person beside us. Jian thought about it and felt maybe the best thing is just being with Linhua. Suddenly, both their stomachs started making noise, and she told him to come home for dinner. Then they suddenly remembered they forgot Tian. Tian was stuck in the security room explaining he was just waiting for a friend. Finally, they went and brought him back. On the last bus, Jian said Shin's criticism was right and his story was unrealistic. But Linhua said comics are different from real life. They increase emotions by leaving some logic. She said if Shin knew his hard work, she would definitely praise him. Jian sighed and said she would never know. Linhua thought in her heart that she herself was Shin. At the bus stop, Tian got off, and now Linhua was ready to face Jian's anger and rejection. But Jian said he had been following Shin since the beginning, and he liked her different ideas and wanted to discuss every problem with her. Shin once criticized that the female lead always smiled. Does her jaw not hurt? Jian explained she is a kind girl, so she smiles most of the time. But if someone looks carefully, every expression is different. Linhua agreed, and Jian said all improvements in the story were because of Shin, and he was lucky she was with him. Next day, Linhua got Jian's message asking for help. She went to his house and saw he was sick in bed. She told him to rest and started cooking by watching online videos step by step. But later, she found the dish was not good for cold patients, and when she tasted it, it was very salty. Then she tried to make ginger soup, but burned the ginger and ended up making gingerless soup. Still, Jian smiled and drank the hot water. Then his friends came with drawing materials because they thought he called for help. Jian was worried about submitting the manuscript next day, but he was very sleepy. He trusted Linhua and believed she could help him draw even if he closed his eyes. She was impressed, but when he drew, it turned out very bad. She told him to sleep and she would handle the rest. But all 3 were new assistants, so every step from paper taping to finishing had to be done carefully. Finally, they completed the manuscript. Tian and Rosong returned to school. Linhua went to check and saw him saying her name in his sleep. They played games and enjoyed a lot. Finally, Jian took her on a romantic date under the stars. Fishing made her feel time had stopped, but he remembered his phone battery and quickly caught a taxi. Linhua realized Jian's real aim wasn't material gathering, but giving her a surprise. She understood he moved slowly to keep her safe. Opening the car door, she saw a sky full of stars and thought her wishes had come true. Jian had one more surprise, a homemade cake. Linhua blew out the candles and silently wished. Linhua's third confession remained incomplete, and she got another autograph. Jian told her to eat the cake, but it tasted oddly sweet and sour. She could only smile politely. The next day, Jian revealed the editor wanted to add horror elements, turning their romantic trip into a tragedy. Linhua praised the suspenseful start, but noted the story halted because Jian hadn't thought further. Seeking inspiration, Jian invited friends to watch a horror movie. Before it began, Tian clung to his friend in fear. Linhua wanted him to appear slightly vulnerable so Jian would hug him. But the movie was dull. Seeing Jian sad, Linhua decided to tell a scary school story about Dongchan University, an old battlefield where horse hooves could be heard at night. Jian remembered a film crew had once shot there and decided to test his courage. Tian pretended to practice martial arts and refused to come. That night in the school corridor, Linhua clutched Jian's clothes in fear, but no horses sounds came. Suddenly, a strange noise appeared. It was just a security guard snoring. Lu Dao remembered a past haunted art club incident where plaster statues moved at night. She called Young and told friends to wait until night. Seeing Linhua frightened, Jian moved closer, and she reached out to hold his hand. Then they actually saw plaster statues moving. Jian grabbed her hand immediately, and Linhua felt her fear vanish. Outside, she asked if he had any idea what was happening. He said he was genuinely scared and just wanted to protect her. In reality, Lu Dao and Young were shaking the statues to intensify Jian's feelings. After reading the new script, Singh criticized it again. Horror details were still weak. He told Jian to go to an escape room outside the city to experience real fear. On the way home, Linhua asked why he obeyed Singh. Jian said that opposing him would make things difficult for editor Gongji. Linhua said no matter how scary the escape room was, she would face it with him. Inside the escape room, Everyone felt confident because they were together. An employee led them to a dark room designed like an old house for exploration. Showing courage, Tion knocked on the door, but suddenly he was pulled inside. A voice instructed everyone to split into small groups to find keys and save their friends. The next day, Jian rejoined the basketball team to regain his lost respect from the escape room. Linhua brought a first aid kit to protect his hand. The team celebrated with firecrackers. Rosong proudly handed team uniforms to seniors, while Linhua marveled at Jian's care for everyone. She remembered how her seniors' warm-up moves had led their team to many victories. Before the match, Jian noticed weaknesses in the team, so he chose to become the manager instead of a player. Rosong asked Linhua to convince him to play, but she supported his decision for safety. Annie also wanted to become a manager. They agreed on 3 rounds. The loser would wear the ugliest clothes. In the first round, everyone voted for Annie. In the second round, Jian's team won. In the third round, Jian lost the round but gathered plenty of material. The school anniversary approached, and Linhua was busy making posters for the art club. Jian helped, accidentally touching her hair and noticing her stress. Using his experience, he quickly sketched an idea. They divided the work and painted. Time was short, so Linhua sent him to wash the brush to focus. Jian heard the anniversary would be held soon. Inside, he found Linhua stressed before piles of work. She told him the hall had to be ready by tomorrow and called friends to help. Everyone got their task. Linhua admired how well Jian managed everything and thanked him. Jian said, "You can't do everything alone. Don't lift it." "We have so many friends," Jian said. When Linhua couldn't stick the balloon, Jian lifted her up. Her heart raced. She wanted to remember this moment forever. Linhua imagined decorating honeymoon rooms, raising a child, celebrating anniversaries. It all seemed so beautiful. Jian handed her a balloon, inflating it with his own mouth. All night, everyone worked tirelessly. They didn't notice time. The goal was only to finish the work. By morning, everything was ready. Linhua thanked her friends from the heart. She walked toward Jian and heard him thinking to himself, "I have to become stronger." Then she noticed a sports meet registration form in his bag. He planned to compete in sprint, shot put, and long jump just to impress her. Linhua felt worried that if he shone, other girls might be drawn to him. At the sports meet, Linhua saw only her rivals. When Jian went to the bathroom, she quickly swapped his shoes. Returning, Jian struggled to fit into the smaller shoes. Linhua guessed the stress had made his feet swell. The referee called players to their position. Jian kept moving his feet to reduce the pain, which drew even more attention from the girl. The race began, and Jian fell behind. Pushing himself, he suddenly surged ahead and crossed the finish line first. As Linhua expected, a group of girls surrounded him. In the shot put event, Linhua told Tian to secretly switch Jian's shot with a heavier one. While lifting it, Jian almost fell on his own foot, yet he tried to appear strong. He couldn't throw it far, but the girls praised him, thinking he had sacrificed his performance to save a cat on the field. Next came the long jump. Jian confidently tried to show off, but Lu Dao secretly pinned his clothes. As he jumped, she pulled the thread, and half his clothes fell. The girls thought he was even cuter. The next morning, Linhua brought lots of things to care for Jian. She insisted on cooking for him, but Jian stopped her, recalling the kitchen mishap from last time. She promised it would be better this time. As she poured oil on high heat, a flame flared up. Jian immediately intervened, saving her and sending her outside. Linhua felt happy to be cared for by the person she liked. She made chocolate for Jian. At school, she accidentally bumped into Jian, and the chocolate fell. Jian apologized, but Linhua said it was meant for him. Jian picked it up and happily ate it, gently patting her head to make sure she wasn't hurt. Linhua planned to invite everyone for dinner to thank them, but when she tasted the chocolate herself, she realized it wasn't good enough to eat. At the restaurant, Tian explained a trend about expressing "I love you" in personal ways. He said, "Even the spring breeze isn't as beautiful as your smile." Lu Dao added, "Sometimes, just one glance is enough." When it was Jian's turn, he accidentally looked at Linhua and wanted to say, "The drawings you make are so beautiful." At that moment, he realized he liked Linhua. On the way home, Jian seemed distracted. Linhua assumed he was tired and told him to go home quickly. Along the way, Jian saw a sign that said, "If you love, say it." He decided to finally express his feelings. He thought of all the times he had tried for her, fulfilled her dreams, and done everything to make her happy. He had imagined holding her in his arms, protecting her. At home, he told Tian that he had fallen in love with Linhua. Tian said everyone already knew and reminded him that when they filmed the friend-making scene, Linhua had mentioned a boy just like Jian. Tian said he now had to step forward and bring her closer. The next day, Jian gave Linhua flowers. At first, she thought it was a joke, but he clarified that he truly wanted to give them to her. He invited her into a special plan where she had to wear a heart rate monitor. He carried an umbrella with her, but it didn't rain. Then he took her to a film set where it was raining heavily. The director scolded them and made them leave. Later, he took her for a bicycle ride. Linhua thought he was just gathering material for his comic, but he was really trying to get closer to her. The heart rate monitor beeped, and Jian smiled happily. However, when Linhua thought he was only doing it for work, Jian felt disappointed. He wondered if she had lost her old feelings for him. Just then, editor Gongji called, reminding him to submit his manuscript. But now, all his drawings featured only Linhua. Tian advised him to use this chance to understand Linhua's heart. Jian immediately headed to school to meet her. Linhua was discussing a love script with Lu Dao. In one part, the male lead said that whenever he met the female lead, his heart raced. Linhua thought this was because the female lead seemed scary, but Lu Dao explained it was because she laughed and talked with other boys, making the male lead feel insecure. Lu Dao discovered that the script was written by Jian. Jian invited Linhua to a coffee shop date and advised Lu Dao to stay away from Young for a few days so she could feel the pain of one-sided love. At the tea shop, Jian wanted to simulate a couple's date with Linhua, but Tian sat in the middle, wanting the experience too. They sat at the table with Jian as the boyfriend, Linhua as the girlfriend, and Tian as an extra. Tian temporarily played the protective, female lead spirit. He suggested calling each other by different names to feel more real. Jian started calling Linhua Xiao Dai, and she called him Anqi. Now it was time for couple dialogue. Tian suggested they share each other's favorite thing. Jian thought Linhua might like his handsomeness, gentleness, or humor, but Linhua thought those were ordinary things. After some thought, she said that Jian's most special quality was he could sit for a long time without her legs going numb, and Jian felt happy noticing this unique trait. When it was his turn, he praised her for being hardworking, capable, and brave. Suddenly, he asked if she liked anyone. Linhua understood he wanted her to admit it, but just as she was about to answer, she felt nauseous from eating too many sweets. She suggested going to the stadium for fresh air, and Jian joked if she was a character from a big drama. At midnight, Linhua woke and found Jian by her bed, telling her combing hair helps blood circulation. She was so scared she couldn't sleep. When Jian realized she was upset, he made her exercise, explaining anger is unhealthy. Linhua wondered if the next comic chapter was about health. Jian clarified that everything was for her well-being, not the comic, saying, "My heart isn't in the comic. I want to do things for you." Linhua understood and accepted his feelings. To avoid Tian's spying, she pretended to be unaware. Jian promised to protect her health and take her for a full checkup. Linhua smiled, feeling the same way. Jian continued to care for her every day, taking her for walks, supervising her exercises, and making small but meaningful gestures. She wanted milk tea, but Jian insisted on sugar-free tea. At home, he served it to Young, who struggled to drink it, while Jian explained the flavor had already been tested. Meanwhile, Rosong waited outside the music club for his singer idol. Annie called, saying her cat was missing, and Rosong went to help. Finally, he found the cat and saw Annie holding it lovingly. At that moment, he realized she was the person he truly liked. He confessed, "Annie, I like you." First she goes back, but then runs to him and kisses him. Suddenly, Jian's eyes opened, and he decided the new character would be called Tian's son. After recovering from illness, he realized his friends had written some dialogues wrong. He messaged the editor to allow a late manuscript submission. A week later, the new volume was back to #1. Jian prepared a big gift to thank everyone. Tian and Linhua were very excited, but the gift turned out to be a competition flag. Jian decided on a team-building trip with traditional Chinese massage. Linhua said a 2-day coastal tour was also cheap. On the trip day, Jian was waiting for Linhua's that she would bring camera to take photos, and then she arrived, and he helped load her luggage onto the bus. Tian felt lonely as he was less attractive. On the bus, everyone slept except Linhua and Jian. Linhua checked her reflection hoping Jian would notice her makeup, but Jian thought the redness in her eyes was from mosquito bites and sprayed something. Linhua explained it was spring peach blossom eyeshadow. When Jian saw her broken headphones, he shared his music. She was surprised. They had the same taste. Jian said he downloaded the same songs she shared online. Her heart beat faster, and the journey felt more beautiful. At the beach, everyone admired the scenery except Jian, who was collecting material for the story. Young went to check the script while Lu Dao drew attention again. Tion took Rosong to play volleyball, and Tion built sandcastles. Everyone enjoyed nature, but Jian was photographing the girl's body. A man caught him taking a photo of his girlfriend. Jian explained he was studying background and character relationship, but he had taken multiple girls' photos. People got angry, but Linhua quickly pulled him away, and they hid on the ground waiting for the crowd to pass. Linhua accidentally fell into Jian's arms. Their lips almost touched, but he sneezed, and they both got embarrassed and went to the beach separately. Jian didn't expect taking photos would cause such a big accident. Linhua said travel always has unexpected moments, like this beautiful surprise. Then Annie threw an archery arrow that hit Jian's head. Young called him to inflate floats for everyone. Naughty Annie secretly made a hole in the boat so the boys would panic. She went into the water and quickly deflated it. Linhua panicked, but Annie knew they could swim and the water was shallow. The boys pretended to enjoy themselves to avoid worrying the girl. At night on the beach, Annie saw Rosong asleep, always listening to her song. Annie softened and was about to touch his lips when Rosong murmured in his sleep that only a fool would like Annie. Angry, Annie woke him and chased him across the beach. Jian recalled Lu Dao's bright figure while thinking about the new script. At the night market, Linhua wanted to catch a couple fish with Jian. Jian noticed a fish leaving its partner and advised the seller to number them so everyone would know partners. The seller got angry and Linhua pulled Jian away. While eating cotton candy, Jian saw a couple sharing a cup of milk tea and wanted to share with Linhua too. She stared at him, and when she turned, he asked if she was looking at him. He thought she might be admiring his height. Then he took her on the Ferris wheel to see stars up close. An employee accidentally locked only Linhua's cabin. Jian sketched her from below, signaling her to smile. Linhua wiped her drawing on the glass. Jian thought the female lead looks at stars, fixes her makeup, and speaks her heart to the person she liked. Linhua also wanted a photo, so she sketched both. Jian drew a heart around the sketch. They were in separate cabins, but close in heart. Back in the drawing room, Jian added the Ferris wheel scene to the story, unknowingly creating the most romantic scene of his heart. Linhua asked if the male lead's dialogues were still blank. Why was it blank? Jian said he would write that the male lead compares the female lead's eyes to stars. Linhua wanted to hear sweet words, so she said it was a little bland. Then Jian said he wanted time to stop so only she would remain in his sight. Linhua was surprised he could flirt so well. Then Tian arrived. He had to attend a friend-making event over the weekend and wanted to practice. Jian role-played as a girl. Sia, looking for a boyfriend, said girls don't speak like that. Jian told Linhua to show the real way. Linhua drank water and said she liked only boys a few centimeters tall. Tian sighed, thinking he would learn from the dummy. On the way home, Jian saw a couple confessing and thought the male lead should be brave. Linhua also thought people in love should be together. She hoped Jian would convey his heart through comic. At the art club, she heard friends discussing the new volume. They praised the Ferris wheel scene and said the author understood the male lead psychology well. Linhua smiled secretly, realizing she would soon become everyone's rival. Although she hadn't read the new volume, she knew the male lead would confess at the climax. But when she read it, everything was reversed. The male lead said he wasn't compatible with the female lead. Linhua felt heartbroken, thinking Jian wanted to reject her. Afterward, she posted on her Shin account and focused on studying, avoiding Jian completely. Meanwhile, Jian was angry because Singh had changed the male lead's dialogues without asking. He said he had put his true feelings into them. The editor said Singh wanted to drag the story, preventing the confession. At school, Jian asked Linhua why she hadn't come for inking. She said she was busy studying. Jian offered to extend the manuscript deadline. Linhua made an excuse that she was preparing for graduation exams. When the art club needed a male model, Jian offered himself, but Linhua refused, saying he was too tall and would waste paper. At home, Jian realized she had chosen Tion as the model, leaving him sad because she wouldn't come for inking. He planned to get exam tips from a senior to give to Linhua. Tion was posting different things online to cheer up the girl. Jian arrived and started giving Linhua study material. Linhua restrained herself, thinking she was only his assistant, nothing more. Jian began recording material on drawing paper. Linhua thought he might be sketching her portrait. After the session, girls tried to get Tion's number. Linhua saw Jian's drawings and noticed he had drawn only Annie. Angry, she left, unaware her portrait was in the background. Jian followed, trying to give her the guidebook, but she firmly refused, saying she wouldn't take exams or do inking. "Did I make you angry?" he asked, but she stormed off. At home, Jian couldn't ink a single page, thinking only about why he had upset her. Tion guessed Linhua's heart was broken. She was showing sympathy on her Shin account for characters rejected in love. Tion scolded Jian, who was thinking only about the comic, not his assistant's feeling. Did she really like someone else? The next day at school, Jian tried to make Linhua happy through his male lead, Linmu. He carefully folded a drawing, tied a pink ribbon, and went to give it to her. But as soon as he saw Linhua, Young pulled him away to choose a female lead for music. On the basketball court, Annie forced Rosong into a dinosaur costume to block his shots. Rosong wondered if his mind had gone bad, unable to refuse a senior. Friends secretly paired him with Annie, but didn't understand why he was enjoying his torture. Annie wasn't satisfied and dragged him to other places. Young found a girl with nearly perfect legs, Lu Dao's younger sister. Jian saw an opportunity and asked Linhua for permission to meet. Lee read the script, was impressed, and ran after Jian, saying the male lead was cool and understood the female lead's delicate heart, comparing his writing to his idol Minon. Young met Linhua and told her Jian was looking for her to give a gift. Linhua's hope reignited. Maybe Jian regretted his decision. But reality was harsh. She saw Jian giving another girl an autograph. She turned to leave. Jian didn't follow. He threw the gift, saying he didn't need things given so easily. Listening to the rain outside the window, she recalled moments with Jian. Meanwhile, Jian couldn't understand how heartbreak could change someone so much. His friends arrived and planned a sleepover because of the rain. Jian asked how to cheer up a girl with a broken heart. Rosong suggested writing an encouraging letter or playing basketball. Young said to make a big dramatic scene and hold her in your arm. Tion advised, like in romance novels, to take her to an expensive restaurant like a dominating CEO, or, if that fails, use a teenage girl game. Meanwhile, Annie and Lu Dao also came to console their friend. Linhua felt lucky to have friends by her side on this rainy, sad day and decided to overcome her sadness. Jian saw her from the window and ran down, but her smile was gone because she wasn't Linhua. He wondered what she was doing and if she was still upset. At home, reading Linhua's status gave him an idea to help her feel her heartbeat again. Early morning, Jian sent many messages, but she ignored them, wanting no false hopes. In the library, she found a gift box with no name. Inside was a ticking toy bomb, which scared her. Jian ran and explained it was just a toy. He had prepared a rose as a surprise. Linhua was happy, but when she pulled it, a fake hand popped out. On the school grounds, he waited, deliberately wearing his shirt inside out to scare her. He carried her stuff to the art room, but didn't want to ruin his heartbeat plan. In class, he kept glancing at her. Linhua thought maybe he would continue the surprise plan. Then the teacher called her for a homework presentation, but she wasn't ready. Suddenly, Jian handed the USB with her homework. Linhua feared he would do something strange, so she assumed she hadn't done it. The teacher sent both outside. Jian, concerned for her, completed the homework himself. When her stomach rumbled, Jian gave her the lunchbox, which she expected to contain plain rice, but it had delicious food. It made her truly feel better. On the way home, Jian apologized, explaining he had been busy with comics and hadn't cared, and that Singh had changed the male lead's confession to rejection, causing their argument. Linhua realized the dialogues didn't reflect his true feeling, and this heartbeat plan was his way of showing care. Seeing her smile again, Jian felt relief, realizing emotions could truly transfer. He had also been anxious when she was upset. Jian created a special birthday plan, but had never drawn such a scene. He asked Tion and then consulted Rosong, but fell asleep while talking. In martial arts class, Annie met Yen, the one who had caught him falling from a tree. As soon as he joined, he was asked to do 5 rounds. She was exhausted before finishing one lap. During break, Yen invited Linhua for soda. Yen said he was looking for his friend who knew Wing Chun, but he had never met him. He motivated Linhua to lose weight because Jian was planning a birthday surprise. Back in class, Linhua unexpectedly met Jian. She stood straight, pulling in her stomach. Jian told Yen he was his younger brother. Tian, acting as a senior, asked Yen to teach moves. Jian bought snacks for Linhua, asking if she preferred feeling protected or a romantic date under the stars. After hard work and diet control, Linhua returned to her previous weight. On her birthday, Jian took Linhua to play a role-play game, claiming he was gathering material, but really, he was fulfilling her wish to feel safe. Whether in the library, cafeteria, gym, or hospital, he watched over her health and happiness, showing his affection not through words but actions. Slowly, Linhua understood that Jian's love was sincere, protective, and constant, and she allowed herself to trust him. Waiting for her, Jian gave her healthy milk tea. When she complimented him, he explained he had crafted a drink that would improve her teeth, eyesight, and height. Annie advised Linhua that if Jian hadn't confessed yet, she should take the initiative. Linhua tried to say, "I love you," practicing in secret, but couldn't bring herself to speak. Meanwhile, Jian had his plan ready, but remembered past failures and decided to be cautious. He consulted senior Yuli, who said he was an expert in comics, but slow in real love. Yuli suggested choosing a meaningful place and confessing honestly, somewhere that held significance for both of them, and saying everything from the heart without holding back. Linhua booked a table at a restaurant famous for love confessions. She gathered courage and called Jian for dinner. Excitedly, she ate while waiting, unaware that the restaurant manager was secretly preparing a romantic setup with dimmed lights, heart-shaped decorations, and soft, melodic music. Jian, planning to take her to Central Square, had instructed friends to create a romantic atmosphere with lights and petals. Linhua returned to her seat, and Jian suggested a walk to stretch her full stomach. She stalled by taking photos until the critical moment arrived. Music began, and Linhua mustered courage to speak, but Jian, unable to wait any longer, whisked her away to the square. Linhua's fourth confession failed again, leaving her both frustrated and flustered. It was Jian's turn. Just as he was about to confess, editor Gongji called him urgently about a sudden issue. Jian apologized to Linhua and rushed off. Linhua, standing among heart-shaped lights in the square, felt abandoned and confused. A passerby pointed to the sky, and she saw the words, "I like you," formed by light. Memories of Jian's strange but caring behavior flooded her mind. Had he been planning his confession too, just as she had been trying? Meeting Gongji, Jian learned that since Singh became chief editor, Gongji had been unfairly targeted. Negative comments about his work had piled up, and Jian realized Gongji had always been protecting his comics and the creative team. Singh blamed Gongji for failing to understand teenage girls' hearts. Jian recalled how Singh had assigned all other cases to different editors, but kept Jian's story untouched. Jian had previously insisted that only if Gongji was reinstated would he complete the special story, where the male lead never receives cold replies from the female lead. Meanwhile, Rosong realized that Annie was the singing goddess of the music club. Though she wanted to reveal it herself, he expressed his admiration, holding her hand as if in a dream. He even got an autograph from his girlfriend and happily returned home to draw, inspired by the revelation. Jian, observing Linhua's new ink, worried she might be upset with him. When Linhua arrived, she saw him fully absorbed in his drawing. She silently turned on a light to surprise him, trying to explain the previous night, but she stopped him. Linhua simply wrote a note asking him not to worry about trivial things. Jian checked if she had eaten, but Linhua responded only through gestures, sticking a patch on her forehead, playing the role of a cold female lead to inspire him. Jian thanked her, thinking, "Once I solve the Gongji situation, I'll finish the rest of my work." That morning, at the publishing house, Singh praised the new chapter, but refused to reinstate Gongji. Jian's focus shifted between love, responsibility, and comics. Every day, Jian's careful planning for Linhua continued, whether with healthy tea, exercises, small gestures, or gentle reminders. Linhua began to understand the depth of his affection, protective and constant. Love blossomed amid creativity, care, and the tender routines of everyday life, guiding them toward a future where both heart and art intertwined perfectly. and every day was a step closer to their shared dreams and unspoken promises. A mix of devotion, patience, and youthful romance that neither time nor circumstance could easily break. Linhua reminded Jian that she had only promised to think, not to return anything. Jian was frustrated, but wanted to do something for Gongji. Meanwhile, Linhua couldn't see Jian at school and sent many messages with no reply. Suddenly, news came that Go on a Date comics publication had been halted. Everyone gathered in the drawing room, sharing clues to find Jian. Linhua panicked, fearing something might have happened. She found a landline in his room and called. Hearing Jian's voice, everyone sighed in relief. Jian explained he had gone to his hometown for work and that his phone had broken. Linhua asked why the comic stopped. Jian said he had broken contracts with assistants and apologized for not consulting them. He told Tian to distribute all the salary in the drawer. 2 days later, Tian took Linhua to Jian's hometown. Linhua felt nervous, unsure if Jian's parents would like her. Han opened the door, saying Jian's parents had gone out early. Linhua stood outside Jian's room, insisting she wanted to meet him, but Han said his brother was not home. She entered and found the room spotless, filled with hints of Jian's comics. Accidentally touching his workspace, she quickly withdrew her hand. Jian returned, with Tian and Han peeking in. He explained he had to pay a penalty for breaking the contract. Though he solved the financial side, Gongji's help was unavailable. He had quit his job and had no new work lined up. Linhua felt sad, but resolved to encourage him. Suddenly, she wore a Sailor Moon costume and danced to lift his spirit. Jian was surprised. Standing, he promised, "I will defeat Sing for everyone and for teenage comics." Just then, his parents arrived and complimented Linhua. At dinner, the family started plotting revenge. Mother suggested a hacker to shut networks every half hour. Father said stricter punishment was needed. Meanwhile, the hot pot caught fire, causing panic. Han suggested creating a brand new story. They all contributed ideas: father a gangster theme, mother slice of life. But Jian leaned toward office romance. Han reminded him, stick to teenage comics. Jian recalled how he started there and felt sad about writing in only one style. He went for a walk. Linhua quietly accompanied him. Visiting his old school, they sat on a swing. Jian shared, "This is where my love for comics began." As a child, he had wanted to join the band and martial arts team, but was too short. Eventually, he joined the art club where height didn't matter. Linhua said, "No matter how different we are from the world, we always find our true passion." Jian pulled out paper and drew the things he loved most. Linhua, seeing the drawings, said he could never leave teenage comics. Jian remembered signing a contract agreeing not to create it elsewhere. Linhua assured him that after paying the penalty, Go on a Date would be his. Jian realized he had been needlessly sad. Linhua added, "No one can stop your creativity now." He smiled, knowing fans would color the comics themselves. Both sat on the swing, enjoying the breeze, feeling as if they had returned to childhood. Back home, Jian announced that Go on a Date would resume, but this time online, with digital color comics instead of black and white, using a new graphics computer, though everyone already had one. Linhua began teaching him, but Jian was overconfident, creating only scribbles all night. Frustrated, he called Linhua. She invited him over, promising to teach him since her parents weren't home. Realizing what she said, Jian nervously followed her to her room. It was his first time in a girl's room, and he felt awkward. Linhua patiently explained every tool, and Jian lost himself in her simple beauty. Suddenly, an advertisement sound broke the mood, and Linhua went for water. Jian noticed her framed drawings and signature, instantly inspired, completing the portrait of his truest female lead. The next day, Jian officially opened the color drawing room. He set the previous night's drawing as Linhua's custom computer background. The team grabbed tablets and immersed in their work. One handled the background, another added details, then Linhua applied color and sent it for boss approval. Finally, the first color chapter of Go on a Date was complete. Just as they were about to upload online, Annie and Lu Dao entered, curious to see the progress and eager to witness the team's effort firsthand. Everyone wondered what was happening. Without thinking, Annie pressed the upload button herself. At that historic moment, the whole group cheered with joy. But even after 2 days, Only views had come in. Jian stayed awake all night counting them. Losing sleep, he asked friends for help. Rosong remembered Annie's singing made him sleepy, so he tried it on Jian, but it didn't work. Then Young tried meditation to calm him. Jian felt like he was following a girl's shadow guided by Young's voice. Suddenly, Young mentioned Lu Dao, startling Jian awake. Tian suggested playing a game, but Lin Hua sent everyone outside. Jian remembered that in comics, someone sometimes rests their head on another's lap to fall asleep. He asked Lin Hua if he could rest his head on her leg to slow circulation and sleep. Lin Hua doubted it, so she sang to help him. Slowly, Jian drifted off, and Lin Hua quietly watched him, wishing this moment could last forever. Then the computer beeped. The comic's views were rising rapidly. The next morning, Jian woke up, and Lin Hua told him the comic had become very popular. It felt like he had slept over a year, but only one night had passed. In reality, Rosong had slept on his bed, so it felt long. Lin Hua explained that a famous blogger had shared their comic, and overnight views reached hundreds of thousands. Jian couldn't believe it. It felt like a dream. While going out, a stranger gave him a discount coupon. On the subway, Author Rights Protection called him, and then Gongji messaged that he had a new job. With so many opportunities arriving at once, Jian felt it was all like a dream. He thought, if this is a dream, why not do everything I want? At school, he tried different look, bad boy, handsome player, model, but nothing fit. Finally, he returned to his true self, a comic artist struggling through challenges and relying on Lin Hua. Back home, Lin Hua arrived with an online platform contract and had called Gongji for an operation. The 6 members of Yumino Comic Studio were together again. Jian realized he had to wake from this dream, but seeing Gongji at night, he understood everything was real. During work, Gongji told them their comic had been shortlisted for a big exhibition. Everyone cheered. However, one account started spreading rumors to defame Yumino. Lin Hua quickly acted, released a statement, gave proof, and warned of strict action. Slowly, public opinion turned in their favor. Jian decided to make a new chapter with a study theme to manage exams and work. No one had good study material. Tian reminded them of an old plot. They pulled out previous drafts and prepared the new chapter. Gongji explained that the old drafts were valuable. They got invited to the country's biggest animation exhibition. They planned to make dolls for Fuis, but time was short. Lin Hua suggested simplifying the characters. Jian created chibi versions, cute and easy. Gongji noticed one character's face looked like Lin Hua. 3 days later, the dolls were ready. There was a problem with autograph. Yumino was initially identified as a girl, so revealing the truth could disappoint fans. Lin Hua planned for Jian to sign without showing his face. At the exhibition in Heido City, the group released paper boats in the Wishing Lake. Lin Hua wished to always stay with her idol. Jian felt it was the right moment, but Tian called, saying her horoscope wasn't good for confession. Jian bought 2 lucky charms. Meanwhile, Lin Hua climbed a tree to sketch and couldn't get down. Jian told her to jump, and she trusted him, leaping into his arms. A sweet moment formed. On exhibition day, fans queued. Lin Hua revealed her face, while Jian signed from behind the curtain. When Sing tried to reveal the truth, Jian admitted Yumino was him. It wasn't just his work, it was the whole team's effort. Fans were more impressed. During his speech, Jian said comics were the most important part of his life and thanked Gongji. Lin Hua felt slightly disappointed, but later, seeing their whole story as a comic, she realized every page was filled with memory. Finally, Jian said, "If I hadn't met you that day, I could never have made my story's heroine. You are the start of every story I write and my life too." Lin Hua smiled, "I will always be your fan, and now I love you." A year ago, when Lin Hua got on the wrong bus and tried climbing a wall, it was the first time she met Jian. Since that day, he had become the only heroine of her life.